The Hindu in School, Sunday, April 5th, 2026. Page number 22. Reading Light. Ladybird Books, a contribution to children's classics. Reading is an important skill that must be developed and maintained amongst the young generations. Children's classics might just be what provides young readers with the path to this goal. K. Elango. Our teacher often reminds us that reading is the mother of all skills, which primarily equips us to become better speakers, writers, and listeners. It also nurtures the much touted 21st century skills, creative thinking, critical thinking, and problem solving. Ironically, we all are reading less and less these days, and only do so at the time of examination. Recognizing this loss, our reading hub has decided to research out to our juniors at the primary level to give a new thrust to reading and, if possible, to cultivate it as a daily habit. In our first meeting, we realized that they were unaware of the large gamut of the texts available and had not explored their own reading preferences. This prompted us to engage with them on an one-on-one basis to identify their interests. To our surprise, their tastes were remarkably diverse, ranging from comics, graphic novels, and cartoons to mythological stories. None of them shared identical interests, which made it essential for us to introduce them to the richness and variety of existing children's literature. A young girl browsing a book at the Ladybird Book Fair held at the British Council in New Delhi on August 23rd, 2004. Photo, The Hindu. Page number 23. Children's Classics. The book chosen for discussion was The Wind in the Willows from the Ladybird Children's Classics series. The session began with a simple but engaging question. What are willows? And have you seen them anywhere? But as none responded, the presenter explained that willows are trees or shrubs that grow near water and are used to make cricket bats and baskets. The mention of cricket bats saw a glitter in their eyes, and their qualities like flexibility and adaptability were highlighted as anticipatory cues, encouraging them to find these traits in the story. Green plaque was erected on 31st of July 2015 to celebrate 100 years of Ladybird book. The company started in the town of Loughborough, Leicestershire in 1915. Photo, Wikipedia Commons. Excuse me. Animal Adventures. The primary reason for selecting this novel was its focus on animals and their adventures. These two aspects have a strong appeal to young readers, although the story features animals such as the mole, water rat, badger, otter, and toad. The narrative mainly revolves around the mole and the toad and their eventful journeys. The story begins with Mole leaving his underground burrow, befriending the water rat, and the two of them enjoying their boating ride, chattering away about other animals in the river, the wildwood, and the wide world beyond. They come across Toad, who offers them a ride in his caravan, but a disaster strikes due to a passing motor car. Toad's character dominates several episodes. His craze for motor cars, repeated run ins with the police, imprisonment for stealing cars and car crashes, draining escapes, distinguished as a washerwoman adventurous ride on engines and badgers. The battle to reclaim the Toad Hall, and finally a celebratory banquet for his friends. The presenter, rather than narrating the entire story, briefly mentioned these episodes to feed the students' appetite and encourage independent reading. Interestingly, Toad is described as the beginning as good natured but inclined to show off, and he was always getting into trouble. But at the end, on the advice of his friends, you must turn over a new leaf, Toad, and stop showing off. She committed. She commented on the process of Toad's transformation as a moral lesson for those inclined towards showing off, i.e., arrogance and excessive display. The wind in the willows. Photo flicker. Gains from reading. The speaker outlined several benefits of reading the novel. Many of the animals featured are commonly unknown, so whenever she came across them, she made a quick reference to expand her knowledge. This in turn led her to draw parallels with Hindu deities and their vahanas, vehicles. To name a few, Ganesha's mouse, Durga's lion, Murungan's peacock, Saraswati's swan, and so on. These animals also symbolize their powers such as intelligence, beauty, purity, and protection. This analogy encouraged deeper reflections and personal engagement with the text and even inspired thoughts of writing a short story featuring animals. Reading this novel was a joyful experience, prompting the desire to explore similar humorous animal stories. Children at the exhibition of Ladybird India books at the British Council in New Delhi. Photo The Hindu. Excuse me. Research. Besides its engaging narrative, the novel introduces readers to vivid se- settings and animal life. While the animals are real, the settings, namely the river, wide world, and wide wood, are imaginary, but they are fictional representations of the river Thames, London, and British woods. These descriptions spark curiosity and motivate readers to become familiar with them by engaging in many research projects. To those who wish to expand their general knowledge, the novel provides a base. Another key reason for introducing Ladybird's books was their long standing contribution to children's literacy. Since 1908, it has published affordable editions of timeless classics at a cheaper cost with about 57 pages. The cylinder volumes attract many include popular titles include Treasure Island, A Christmas Carol, Oliver Twist, and many others. We conclude the session with the hope that we had succeeded at least in a small way in kindling the joy of reading among our young audience. The writer in the Chief Executive Chair of the English Language Teachers Association of India, ELTAI, and a former professor of English at Anna University. He has been initiating ELTAI's reading movement. You can research out to the author at Indian Reads 2022 @gmail.com. A scene at the Ladybird Book Fair held at British Council in New Delhi on August 23, 2004. Photo The Hindu. Tryout 1. Read The Wind in the Willows to understand how stories can be built around animals with human traits. Second, examine the appropriateness of the title. Does it suggest a different kind of story from what unfolds? 3. Identify other water animals not mentioned in the novel and describe them in detail, capturing their physical features, behaviors, and characteristics. Sketch them realistically with true to life representations. Thank you for watching the video.